Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat podcast
snacks are best saved for later.
with Jay Zawoski
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
and Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, and I Love Fries. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. Jay, it's been a big week because especially at work for both of us, it's been a lot of free food this week, and it has been wonderful.
There's been a lot of free food at work. There's been a lot of paid food in my life. So I got a lot to talk about this week. It has been a very adventurous week for me food-wise, and in a good way. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Addie Zawoski is next to me here. She's going to be talking about the new Girl Scout cookies in a moment, but first we'll get you introduced. Thanks for joining us as always. You can follow us on all social medias at I'm Fat Pod. That includes TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We missing
Jay's
anything?
big on the TikTok.
I'm getting there. I'm trying to. I'm big everywhere, but especially I'm trying to get big on the TikTok.
You're better than me. I still have yet to post on TikTok. I waste many hours on TikTok, but I haven't posted yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think I have 2 posts, and that's enough for now. So check out our TeePublic shop. There's always sales going on. I think there's like just an infinite sale to the end of the year. I don't know, but it's pretty cheap anyway. Just look for those $14 classic tees. Lots of cool stuff on there. That link is in our bio. So let's get started. I'm going to bring Addie in here because she's chomping at the bit to talk about these cookies. So Addie, tell everybody about the new Girl Scout cookies and what they taste like.
So, these are the new Girl Scout cookies. They're called Adventurefuls, and they are a brownie cookie with caramel in the middle with chocolate drizzled over it. And
What?
yeah. So that's what they look like. They're really, really wonderful. And the description, it's like,
Salted caramel, right?
yeah,
Is that what you told me?
it's salted caramel. Well, it's caramel with sea salt on it.
Okay, that would
But
count.
in it.
I think that would count as salted caramel. What
So-
else is available in terms of cookies from your troop?
So, what do you mean?
Like what are the other varieties of cookies?
Okay, so this is the newest one, Adventureful. Then there is the Thin Mint, which is like everyone's favorite. It's vegan also. So, yeah. And then there is the Tagalong, which is a peanut butter cookie, and I know you hate peanut butter, so whatever.
More for everybody else.
Yeah.
You all can buy those up, and I'll buy up the ones that I like.
Then there is Lemon Ups. They were new last year. They were the newest cookie last year. They're like a lemon shortbread cookie. They're pretty good. They're not my favorite.
They're
though.
big.
They're big though, and they have like little empowering quotes on them. They're cute. And then there is Samoas, which are they look like a donut, but they're like coconutty.
Coconut caramel, chocolate.
Coconut caramel and chocolate. It's really, really good. They're not my favorite though. I like them. Then there is Toffee-tastic, which is a gluten-free option, and it is toffee in a shortbread cookie.
Yep.
And
And what are the
then-
normal shortbread ones called?
I literally trefoils.
Trefoils, yes.
Yeah, those are really like if you just want like a regular vanilla cookie, that's what you want.
Can I give you some broadcast advice?
What?
Don't bang on the table when you're talking. And don't shake your microphone either. What a noob.
What are you talking about? You mean this doesn't sound
It
great?
does not sound great.
Does not
Neither
sound
does
good.
That doesn't sound great either. All right. If you want to order cookies from Addie, it's very easy. bit.ly/cookies from Addie. That's a capital C in cookies and capital A in Addie. And Addie is spelled ADDIE. So bit.ly/capital COOKIES FROM capital ADDIE. We'll put that link in our social media bios and in the YouTube descriptions. and all those things. So you'll be able to find that very easily. It'll also be in the description of this podcast. Addie, anything you want to add before you go?
Yes. When you buy 4 or more cookies, you can have them shipped to your house, and that you're usually, if you buy them right away, you're usually the first people to get them, because I'm not going to deliver them until like around when the cookie season's ending. So if you buy 4 or more boxes, you can have them shipped to your house, and you're usually the first people to get cookies.
All right.
So
that's a good incentive. Again,
yeah.
Bit.ly, is that how you say it, right? Bit.ly?
Bit.ly.
Yeah.
Bit.ly / cookies from Addie, capital C, capital A. And remember, Addie is Addie, not Addy.
I hate that.
Thanks, Addie.
Thank you.
All right, go take a shower or something.
What?
That's his fatherly duty right there.
I turned your mic off. Sorry, you're done. Because you bang around. Slam them down. Good. Now pull the chair out really loudly.
Bye. Bye.
Get out of here. Oh my God, she's the worst.
So I realized I did. So I realized I did something that for us being on video, probably not the smartest. I took a hot shower right before we started, so I've got a bit of a red glow to me.
Looks good.
I'm still like beating a little. I'm in that like post-shower kind of sweat thing.
That is the worst feeling.
Yes.
Because it
is
takes
not
a
great
long
feeling.
time to recover from that feeling.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Sometimes caused by other things that happen in the shower, but we won't get into that. You know, if it's too intense.
Cannot confirm nor deny, you know.
Yeah. All right. Resetting. My daughter's still
right.
in earshot as I talk
Yeah.
about spanky time. Oh, my
Right?
Lord. Oh, she just whipped a cookie
Well,
at
you
me,
weren't
which
lying.
is great. Yeah, she's right there. Thank you, Addie. Get out of here. Bye. No one cares.
No one cares.
Jesus Lord. All right, so
Okay.
I've got so much to get to this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with that we have ripped Taco Bell for a long time,
Yes,
but
we
they have found something. This grilled cheese steak burrito
Yeah.
is awesome. It's a little bit messy because they literally melt the grilled cheese on top of the burrito.
Oh, that would do the trick.
So when you're holding it, you literally are holding melted cheese. So it does come wrapped nicely in foil, so you can just kind of work it down. But man, it is steak, not beef. And it's not hugely different, but it's a little easier to contain than like the messy Taco Bell beef would be.
Yeah.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos are in there. Cheese. Okay. It's excellent. I think it comes with sour cream, but I don't get the sour cream. It's great. It's my new go-to at Taco Bell, which means next week it will be gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much the items you like at Taco Bell and places that you recommend.
Well, those explode.
Yeah.
That's different. They go away because they're flying through space right now. That's what happens when I recommend a place.
And Taco Bell also bringing back one of your favorites.
Oh, I heard about this. Yes.
The Mexican pizza.
Thank God.
Back.
Do we have a date on that yet?
I don't know. Let me check.
Because I'm going to be like you at
computer
Real
doesn't
Urban
explode.
Barbecue, just waiting outside.
Oh, yeah.
In my
Mexican pizza returns to Taco Bell. Let's see here.
I'm gonna guess just because it takes it some time.
Sure.
March,
April/May.
That's all right. As long as it's back,
Yeah.
that's all I care about. You know, that's what really matters. So yeah, the grilled cheese burrito at Taco Bell is excellent. So there's something else we can start to try and start to get used to before they take it away. But it's been, I like just basic Taco Bell. Like the tacos are fine, but I have to have like 20 of them to feel full.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Still haven't been able to get to a Taco Bell that's actually open at a logical period of time in quite a while.
Well, this particular item, the grilled cheese burrito, is to me a meal.
Okay.
Like that's enough for me to feel full and satiated, which is saying something. It's not, I think it's like $4.50. It's not your typical like $1, $2 thing.
Okay.
But it's worth it for the money. So
Interesting.
Really recommend it. It's really good. So there's some praise for you, Taco Bell.
Yeah, just leave all the negative comments to me.
Yeah, well,
I can handle it.
You're trying to eat there. It's just never open.
Seriously, it's either never open or there's such a line when it is open because they probably have like 2 employees in there, which it's like, I don't blame the employees. I blame the setup.
Right.
All right. So something that I had thought for quite a while, but was reinforced to me this week. In the fruit snack world, it's one of the few places where a lot of people agree that store brand is better than name brand. Now,
Yes. That's accurate. Yes. That is correct.
And I was at the Jewels this week, and there was a sale on the big box of the Welch's ones. The Welch's, it was berries and cherries is what I got.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what?
So a salad.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, I'll go for this. I'll go for the name brand one. And I try, and I, have to get a representative sample. So I have 3 packs at a time. And while I'm eating them, I'm like, okay. And then there's just this little bit of I don't know if it's aftertaste or what from the Welch's, where I'm just like, I wish I had the generic ass box of Target store brand. Give me the market pantry fruit snacks, and I'd be a lot happier. So I have this big box of Welch's fruit snacks I'm working through, because I bought them, so I'm going to eat them.
Right.
But it's just confirmed to me that store brand fruit snacks remain king.
Now, see, there's also different kinds of fruit snacks. There are the soft ones that you get that are malleable. They're squishy. And then there are the ones that are kind of harder.
Yeah.
More of a firm. I don't like those at all.
Really, the ones that would be the shapes for kids or something.
Yeah. They get stuck in your throat.
Well, because you try and swallow them without chewing.
Is that not how you eat?
Not advisable.
You don't just shove. You just don't unhinge your jaw and just drop the food in. Yeah, I like the mushier ones better. But I remember specifically the ones I don't like are sharks.
Oh, okay.
And you know what I'm talking about? It was a harder. It wasn't like a gelatin. It was firm, more firm than a gummy bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like those. But I like the Welch's ones in terms of brand name, because as soon as you said brand names, my brain went to Welch's.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much the only brand name one that I can think of. But yeah, just for a hold on.
The Aldi ones are pretty good if you haven't tried those.
Yes, those are good, but those can be bad because the juice will squirt out of them, so it's almost like opening a pack of Gushers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So those.
The problem with Aldi too is it's always something different. It kind of rotates.
Yeah.
From
So yeah, these are more I don't know how easy it is to tell. These are the gelatin.
Squish it for me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a kind of
Yeah. But, overall, it's fine. I'd much rather have the berries pack from Target.
Yeah, Target's ones are good. That is Market Pantry, right?
Market Pantry. That's the store brand. Yeah, I think those might be the best.
I can't argue with you. I mean, my first thought on generics was those.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aldi ones, which are really good too. So
yeah, they're both really, really good.
It's so weird that it's what else is like that where the generic is better than the brand name? The only thing I can really think of, and they are not around anymore, is back when the Jewels used to make pap.
Yeah.
They had their own. It was the really colorful cans, and it had some kind of I don't know, some kind of Swish logo in the middle.
Yeah,
Their
it was
cream soda.
it was almost like a Pepsi adjacent logo type thing.
Yes, very similar. And their cream soda was the best I've ever had.
It was really good.
But all their pap was good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think of another generic that's superior, and I'm struggling.
Definitely not toilet paper. I've tried that one.
Yeah, tell it to the people at work.
Right. I am disappointed. The infinitely flushing toilet has been remedied.
Well, Shane must have shouted at it for long enough for it to stop and hit it with his border patrol knife or whatever it's called.
Did you hear he got mad at me this week?
I heard that you dunked on him. Because he said something like when Rick Camp is making fun of you, you've hit rock bottom or something.
Oh, they talked about it on air?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, I mean, all I did say was, imagine loving Shane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he took that to heart. Because the whole thing about his ex-girlfriend still using his Prime account came out on the air.
Oh.
Yeah. which is
Okay.
very off-brand for tough guy Shane. Mm-hmm. I'll never allow that. Blah, 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 blah. I think there's a word for that, but I'm not going to use it on this podcast because it's been taken over by certain people. But you know what I'm talking about. Just just change your password, buddy.
Yeah.
Real easy to fix.
I mean, to be fair, I don't have a ton of room to talk, but
Well, that's a different topic for a different day.
Oh, it very much is.
Okay, so yesterday we had our big Zawoski family bowling party that we have every year, back after a hiatus last Christmas, and my cousin John is actually doing this. The government's like hiring people to give COVID tests, so he's just doing it like in his spare time. So he tested everybody at the party. It was nice. It was kind of like, okay, I feel a little bit better now that we've all been tested and we're here. But we had Chuck's. Chuck's was catered, so brisket, pulled pork, terrific. And then they brought the Cajun mashed potatoes.
Oh, dude.
My God.
Dude.
So good. I had like 3 plates of
I
that.
Chuck's. Like, I haven't been to Chuck's in so long.
If you don't know Chuck's Southern Comforts Cafe, there's one in Burbank, one in Darien. They catered our baby shower. It's a place that we've gone forever. Now that we live in Houma, we're not really close to it anymore, so we don't get to go as much as we usually would. Okay.
Worth dealing with the child to get the Chuck's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was worth it. I think so. Even when she was
Even
annoying the hell out of me
today.
this morning. Like,
You thought it was bad on the air. You should have seen before we started recording.
yeah. She just has to. She's very into like buttons and. So I came down here. I'm like, you can't come in this room and play. My equipment is not like playtime for you. Like my chair was too high. The faders were way up. Something was changing my mouse settings. I'm like,
Okay.
I came down here like using a different computer in a different country. So I'm like, this is important. I know it seems silly, and it is silly, but
She helped with my video settings.
She did get our Zoom squared away.
We're olds.
yes. So I can't be too mad at her. Anyway, so that ends, and then every year we go to Oak Park to look at the luminaria. That's the word, right? The bags with the candles in it.
Yeah.
And it's all like the Frank Lloyd Wright houses and stuff. So we were meeting some friends there, but got there a little early. So I have heard of Mr. Beef forever. Forever, never, never. And I finally got to try it. It's just north of the Eisenhower on Harlem.
Okay.
And walk in.
I must have passed it a million times. Then.
I think it's a new. So what my friends told me is this is a new location because it used to be a Long John Silver's. Are you familiar with that spot right there? Okay.
Yes, I am.
So now it's a Mr. Beef, and walk in. Great menu. They've got like the rotating pizza cage. All the pizza in there looks terrific. They've got everything. Your basics, hot dogs, burgers, whatever. Hope got a slice of pizza. Addie got chicken nuggets, and I got a beef because I'm at Mr. Beef. I'm getting beef. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know like Italian beef, they're all kind of similar.
Sure.
But there's the differences are like in the subtlety of the spices. And I know this sounds strange, but in the consistency of the juice.
Yes.
Right? Like, so this was a bit of an oilier juice. I know that sounds gross, but it was just like, it was a more full flavor from the juice. And the beef was terrific, perfectly spiced. I know Mr. Beef has been around in Chicagoland for like 40 years or something. And it's one of the go-tos, but it's the first time I've had it. And they had great French fries. Kind of like, if you've ever been to Pop's, but maybe like a little bit thicker and a little more crispy than Pop's fries. I said this place is like, if Pop's was amazing, it would be Mr. Beef.
Okay.
Like kind of like the same menu, the same things, the same prices, but everything at Mr. Beef was a little bit better. And they have pizza, which I don't think Pop's has. All right, so Rick, you know that this week is my last 2 days of work for the year.
My last 3.
Nice. We're going to, you and I are going to meet at I Love Fries this week.
Yeah.
Because I've been meaning to get over there, and there's some new stuff they want us to talk about. By the way, a couple things we need to mention on behalf of I Love Fries.
It's delicious.
Well, yes, it is fantastic and delicious, and you're going to love it. But they are closed the week of Christmas, opening back up the 28th. So, Rick, we'll have to meet next week, not this week.
Okay.
They're going to be closed this week. Here's the deal, though. For the rest of 2021, if you mention the I'm Fat podcast, you get 11% off your order. Their discounts go to 11. On New Year's Eve, they're open till 2 a.m.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
so
a great idea.
If you're out on New Year's Eve and you need a place to go, I Love Fries is there for you. They'll have more tables and chairs outside that day. They'll probably get some heaters. They'll have some outside music playing until the police are called, they say. All of their specials will be available on New Year's Eve. The fried chicken and waffle fries, the breakfast fries, the disco fries, which is the fries with country sausage, gravy, and nacho cheese. And remember, on Valentine's Day, it's free cheese fries day. So put that in your calendar, mark it now. So a couple things to recap. Remember, closed Christmas week, back open the 28th. Mention the I'm Fat podcast for the rest of 2021, and you'll save 11% on your order. You've got to go. You owe it to yourself. I Love Fries is fantastic. I cannot wait to go. I have been just dreaming about those poutine fries. Just dreaming about them. So the address, 54 South Villa Avenue in Villa Park, 331-703-0552. ilovefries.com. That's FRYS.com. And you can follow them on Instagram at ilovefrieshq. So great stuff. I appreciate them taking care of our listeners. I love when our businesses do that. That is like such an important thing. And it
Also,
encourages them to go.
Quick recommendation. I'm pretty sure I said it last week, but I'll say it again. Garlic butter fries with chicken. Because then where the fries and the chicken meet, you get all that garlic butter stuff all over the chicken. And it's good quality. It's a really good chicken anyway. Like garlic butter, chicken, potato.
Yep.
All in one thing.
I might just have to go now.
Yep.
You handle the rest of the show, Rick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You got it. You mentioned something that you were welcoming back in our pre-show
Yes.
discussion.
You know, when it gets cold out, there are certain foods that become much more viable to me because I'm not someone that likes to eat like soups or anything like that when it's warm out. I'm not a year-round soup guy.
Right.
Couple things that fall into that as well. Chili.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had yesterday, I was at my mom's. I try to go over there like once a week, and she was like, you know what? Really had a taste for chicken pot pie. So she made chicken pot pie. Hadn't had it in so long.
So good.
Yeah, and like homemade too.
Yes.
It just was so good. Like my mom was even worried because the chicken was so tender that it just ended up like when she was like cutting it up and whatever, it just ended up being shredded chicken.
That's even better.
Yeah, it was so good.
Because it's basically like a stew at that point. Maybe you got a stew going.
It was, and then after like I tried to not inhale the first slice of it that I had before like my mom got out there because it was, she fed us and then she fed the dogs and then she came and ate herself because she's a saint. And so I tried to like make sure I still had some of my first slice left by the time she sat down, and all I had left was the edge of the crust. She's like,
you delivered. You had some left. That
yes,
counts.
there was some,
Of course.
So, and then she was like, "There's more in there." So I was like, "Okay,
All right. I'll be
Yes,
back
did
momentarily.
right."
What
And
what is it with moms with the? I'm gonna make the food and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
eat it.
yeah, at least not right away. Well, because I know why she did that because the dogs were annoying the crap out of her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 3 dogs, small house, so there's not much room to avoid them.
All right. So it wasn't like that's how my grandpa used to be. I think it's like a generational thing where if we didn't tell him it was free or fell on the floor, he wouldn't eat it. No, I don't need food to live. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
right.
I'm fine. Like, what are you talking about? We're all eating.
Yeah.
No, I don't need anything. Like, oh, Grandpa, this turkey fell on the floor. Oh, well, in that case,
Yeah.
and he dives right in. But we always had to dupe him into eating.
Well, that's almost like when I go to people's places and when they have they're like, "What do you want to drink?" And like they have a different variety of beers. I'm like, "Whatever you want to get rid of."
Yeah.
That's kind of how I roll. I'm like, unless it's like a big boy IPA or something, and then that's
Yeah.
not quite my speed.
Man.
But yeah, I'm not necessarily picky.
You're right about that being seasonal, though. The chicken pot pie,
Yeah,
which is the funniest
like
story.
in the summer, that'd be the worst.
Well, So I got a couple Mitch stories this week.
Okay.
Because we'll get to it. He dressed like Santa at the office this week.
Yes, he did.
But the first year we went to Scorehouse, have I told this story before?
If it has to do with chicken pot pies, I don't think so.
Okay, so the first year we go to Scorehouse in Mesa, Arizona. Mitch gets there, 3 hours earlier than everybody else, him and Shane, and they go grocery shopping at Costco. They do a great job. Tons of Pringles, bagels, like everything you'd want to have breakfast there. You don't have to buy anything.
Pringles for breakfast?
So our planes land, and we all get to Scorehouse like, wow, it smells good in here. Mind you, Mesa, Arizona, it's about 90 degrees out. Mitch's like, yeah, I'm warming up a chicken pot pie. I'm like, why? Who wants a chicken pot pie right now?
What? Why? You know what would be better? A slice of watermelon or something.
Seriously.
Like, what are we doing?
No, it was funny. I was like, it's probably the last thing that I would want to eat in Arizona ever. Yes. But it was really good. I can vouch for the quality of the Costco chicken pot pie, but it was just such a funny.
Then you guys turn the air conditioning down to like 60 degrees.
Well, it's very like Mitch's one-track mind, right? Like,
yeah.
How am I going to feed a lot of people? And that was the goal. How can I feed a lot of people easily tonight?
Yes.
Order pizzas. But he bought a 75-pound chicken pot pie. Thing is enormous.
It was literally a car tire.
Yeah. So then we get to work on Friday, and I'm walking in. I for whatever reason, it takes me. I have to be settled to wake up. Even the train ride doesn't wake me up. I'm just kind of like, ugh. So I get off the elevator, walk towards my office, and Jaybird, every morning.
Yep.
That sounded like Mitch. Look in the kitchen. Mitch has a full-on Santa outfit on.
Yes.
Head to toe. What's really funny is I walk in and Rich Wyatt is doing his belt. And I'm like, do I need to report this? Like, what's going on?
Noted fluffer Rich Wyatt.
It was very strange. Rich is on one knee, like, working the belt buckle. I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm just going to grab some food and go. But in the morning, he had Manny's, like a big deli tray with like lox and all the meats and cheeses.
Dude, morning pastrami might be my favorite pastrami.
Morning, is that what you call it when you wake up?
Yes.
Got the old morning pastrami.
Yes, morning pastrami.
Well, congratulations.
It was like putting that on a bagel was fantastic.
Yeah, it was all. I just took one of every meat and one of every cheese, and then he's like, "Try the noodle kugel," which I'd never had before. I'm like, "Well, he's yelling at me to try it, so I had to try it."
Yeah,
it was really good. I don't really know how to describe it.
Yeah, I was gonna say because thankfully he didn't yell at me to do that, but like I don't even know what it is.
You would have liked it. It was
okay.
Like cheesy noodles.
Okay.
But there was like sugar in it.
Oh.
So there's a sweetness to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing out on several items. I think there's an egg element to it too, like it's an egg bake, which I know you don't love eggs, but it's not like you weren't eating a runny egg or anything. It was just
I'm sure I'd be fine. That's
what puts it all together. Like the egg holds it all together. So it's like it's macaroni noodles with cheese and sugar. It was delicious. I'd never had it before, and I know it's like a traditional like Jewish sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But I'd never had it, but I loved it. It was excellent. So I can recommend that to you too.
Yeah, that was really nice to be able to have like that kind of spread there. Because when it comes to breakfast spreads, Mitch doesn't mess around.
No.
It's a point of pride for him.
Oh, definitely. That's one of the things he's really good at is being the manager that knows how to do the open house and knows how to throw the parties and those sort of things.
Yep.
And then the afternoon where Shane cooked like a big beef roast.
Yeah.
That was fantastic with asparagus, which is like my favorite grilled vegetable. And he had potatoes in there. That was delicious. Did you get any of that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, I was there a little later than most, but yeah, I got there.
Yeah. Good. That was excellent. I said it last week too. I hate to give Shane credit for anything.
Yeah.
But he certainly knows how to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is legit. He's a fantastic cook. So if you ever get the chance, I know he was doing like that. There's like an app where he will occasionally like make a certain number of
like burgers or something. And
how is that legal though?
I don't know. I don't know how that works exactly.
Just show up at my house and I don't know. That's
Yeah.
such a weird. It's
What
such a,
could go wrong?
Yeah, I don't get that at all. It's just a weird sort of a thing. I'm uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Not from him, but just the concept of like Joe Blow
Yeah,
is
just in
cooking a meal in his house.
Right.
It's weird.
Just in general.
Right.
So, okay. Something that we spoke about on Bernstein and Rahimi this week that I feel like we have to address here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of brilliant, honestly. And I saw this on Twitter, or maybe it was in the fan page. Honestly, I don't remember. The cube rule of food identification.
I like this.
Just everything fits into, based on how many sides are filled or used, is how you identify what type of food something is. So if there's no sides to it and it's just kind of laying there, it's a salad.
So when we say sides, we mean like carb element.
Yes, thank you. So like if there's none, then
Salad.
it's a salad.
Right.
So if you just have like a steak cut up on a plate, that's a salad.
I could go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
healthy.
What'd you have for lunch? Salad. An 18-ounce salad with a bone in it.
Well, what kind of salad? New York strip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
If there's just the bottom, that is toast.
Okay.
So-
I'm going to put a pin in that one and come back to it.
Okay, because I bet I know what your
Yeah.
what your contention is going to be.
It's okay.
Top and bottom, it's a sandwich.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Yes.
There we go.
By definition.
Yes. Now, 3-sided,
Right.
basically the bottom and the two sides, because of gravity and stuff. Anything like that is a taco, which absolutely makes sense.
Yes. Which would include a hot dog
Yes.
and an Italian beef.
Yes. Hot dog and Italian beef are tacos. They are
Yes.
not
They're
not
not
a
sandwiches.
sandwich. It's a taco. All 4 sides around sushi.
Right.
So, my contention, a pretzel dog or pigs in a blanket is sushi,
Yes.
which is inherently
That is
healthier.
American sushi. Yes, that's exactly what that
Yes.
is. Yes.
Now, if only the top is the only thing that is let to breathe, you're looking at a quiche.
Sheesh. That is accurate.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So
And
if you have so here's a question. If you're having soup in a bread bowl, is that a quiche?
yes,
It's a runny quiche.
yes, a very runny quiche.
It's so dumb.
Now, if it's completely enclosed, I think this one might be the most controversial. It's being called a calzone.
No, I think that's legit. I mean, what else
Well,
would it be? Because then,
I mean,
but is a
our
burrito
guy,
a calzone?
little Danny Bernstein said it should be dumpling because that's a more generic term.
Dumpling. And a calzone is kind of a giant dumpling.
Yeah, it basically just like calzone means Italian versus dumpling being kind of ubiquitous.
Yeah, dumpling's a catch-all
Yeah,
for all sorts of ethnicities and cuisines. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can go with that, but just because Dan said it, no.
right, exactly.
Okay.
And then the last one, if there's multiple layers with no sides, so then that is a cake. Which, to me, my big contention is cake is a catch-all for literally everything in life.
Well, now
because
it is.
everything is cake.
Everything is cake. Exactly. So here are my two things, and they both go to the Italian situation.
Okay.
That would make pizza toast. Mm-hmm. And that would make lasagna cake.
Yes.
I can live with it.
Yeah. I mean, pizza's just the best toast then.
Right. I will take that over a hot dog as a sandwich. Because I contend. I stand by my philosophy on that. That if you're invited to a party,
Yes.
you ask the host, what can I bring? And they say sandwiches.
Right.
And you show up with hot dogs. You
Yes.
have failed the assignment. Now, you may have improved the assignment,
Right.
but you did not bring what was requested.
Right. Now, if you show up with hot dogs or Italian beef and you were asked to bring tacos,
You're
You know,
probably
I don't
also
see-
failed.
I don't see anybody having an issue with that. I
No.
mean, you just show them like, listen, this is what it is.
I'm sorry. This is the new Bible of fatness and of food.
right.
We
Just
cannot
because-
stray.
I can't take into account that you are wrong when I'm being asked to bring something.
Right.
So really, I'm the one that's being correct and making your party better.
It's
I'm sure that'll go over just fine.
Yeah, it's not my fault you don't know how to read the cube rule.
Yeah,
That's
cube
your
rule
fault.
food identification.
And Jay, what'd you have for breakfast? Just some toast
Yeah.
with pepperoni, sausage, green pepperoni.
Yeah, it was leftover toast from the night before.
It's better cold somehow.
Yeah, it's yeah. What'd you get? So, what do you have? Supreme toast.
Yeah. Oh man. Ooh, that sounds good. Supreme toast. That's a good way to put
Supreme
it.
toast.
We should open a pizza restaurant called Supreme Toast.
I was gonna say either that or we open like a, or actually, you know what? What's weird too? Tostada toast.
Oh, see? Look at you. You're always thinking. I
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
you know, like add 3 letters to it, and all of a sudden,
There you go. You're on it. Okay. By the way, last week we talked about our special promotion from Frato's.
yes.
And a ton of people jumped on and bought, including me. And I have here in my little hands the Frato's Oreo white chocolate cookie. Look at
Such a
that,
good
buddy.
Cookie.
Look at that.
My God,
I was going to put it over my face for the rest of the podcast.
please.
Isn't that delicious? So if you want some of these, the promotion's over, but you can still order fratosbakery.com. They've got a huge assortment of cookies from the, these are my favorite, the Oreo white chocolate. There's the Double Trouble, which is great too. Snickerdoodle, basic chocolate chip. Just go to fratosbakery.com and check it all out. It's fantastic. Again, thank you to all of you who have ordered, and it's also everyone who ordered from Charlie. He lists everybody who ordered. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. It's hugely important. But if you're not into bakery stuff, and that's no one that listens to this podcast,
Right.
You can also go to Frato's Pizza and go try the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Mac and Cheese, and all the great stuff they have on their menu.
there was a dude that drove 3 hours.
Yes, and he was pleased.
Yes.
He's like, I hope it doesn't disappoint. And I like Rick jumps in. You won't be. And you were right. He loved it. So he drove to 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. And you should too. FratosPizza.com. Everything there is so good. Of course, we've got our own items there. The burger, the pizza, the mac and cheese. Not the mac and cheese. The grilled cheese that I just mentioned. But the Cajun bites. The mozzarella sticks that we don't talk about enough.
They're gigantic and delicious.
An order of mozzarella sticks is a meal. Think about that. Think about how many times you've had an order of mozzarella sticks and said, I wish I could have 3 more of those, but I can't justify it because I don't want to have a heart attack right here on the table.
Right.
The Frato's order is an order in itself. That is a meal. That is an entree. So go check out Frato's in Schaumburg. You're going to love it, just like our listeners did. And again, thank you for ordering from FratosBakery.com for all their baked goods. They got brownies and all kind of stuff on there. So go explore. Go check it out. And I think they've always sort of have promotions going. They've got specials going, like promo codes and stuff. So look on the website, look on their Facebook page, and I'm sure you'll find some stuff there. But as always, when you try these places, make sure you mention you heard about them from us on the I'm Fat podcast because it's very, very helpful.
So I heard from sources, and by sources I mean you, that you may have tried something new at Stan's.
Yes. So there's a new boba tea place on Michigan Avenue. I think it's called Bubblicious. And Lauren, who I work with at WBBM, was like, I want to go try this place. You want to come with? I'm like, yes, food.
Right.
Just tell me to meet you somewhere. They didn't open till 11, which I thought was an interesting business plan. And then they said, then the boba is ready at 11:30. Anyway, yeah, I don't really understand the business plan there, but whatever. So because they were closed, long story short, we went into Stan's, and I got the candy cane old fashioned,
Okay.
and the gingerbread old fashioned. Oh my God, these were fantastic, and I do think Stan's is like in the realm of craft donuts. I think they're a little overrated. Like, because a lot of times it's just like, we're going to shove all this stuff into a donut, and it's not necessarily, like, very easy to eat.
Right.
And they all kind of blend together at some point. But they do old fashions as well as anybody. Okay. So the candy cane was like a double chocolate old fashioned with, obviously, it wasn't like shaving of candy cane. There were little chunks of candy canes on there. That was great. But the gingerbread one was fantastic. That was one of the best donuts I've ever had. And they had an eggnog cronut, which I did not get, but it looked really, really good too. Maybe I'll go next week. But I always forget how close that is to our office. It's probably good that I forget.
Yeah, same here. And there's even one on my way to work. Now, mind you, it's on like the other side of the street.
Ugh.
So actually, it's more convenient when I'm coming home from work. But it's probably good that I never think about it until I'm like literally passing it, because I'd be a lot poorer and even more fat.
They do have good non-donut like breakfast sandwiches too.
Oh.
Like, bacon, egg, and cheese or whatever. Mm-hmm. They're very solid, so you can't go wrong. Do-Right has that too. To me, Do-Right is my favorite craft donut. Yes. I think they do the best job.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to
so long since I've been there.
Yeah,
that's on me.
Yeah, well, they just opened one in Tinley. Not just opened, probably about a year ago. But it's like in a gas station, so I think a lot of people don't know it's there or they forget. Okay. It's sort of out of sight, out of mind.
I think this is a thing that's making its way to the Midwest, of the having like not just like BS food like on the rollers at a gas station, but having like real actual food.
Yeah. In
the gas station. Apparently that's like an East Coast thing that is making its way this direction, and I'm here for it.
For sure.
Like there's always kind of been like some have like a Subway, or there's like a bigger like gas station by me that has Subway and Dunkin' Donuts. And like that's fine. Like for some people just like on the run, that's probably more than sufficient. But like there's any new gas station I see go up has like there's one by the Qdoba, actually across the street from the Qdoba I'm pretty sure that's considered Wheaton. That is like a taco joint that looks really intriguing. So at some point I will have to cheat on Qdoba while looking at Qdoba from this taco place, but I don't think it's quite opened yet, but I can't wait to give that thing a try. And I'm just here for that trend of like raising the food level wherever you are.
Oh, definitely. And there's one, so I'm trying to think, 127th and Kedzie, across from the giant beggars right there. I think there's a Cinnabon attached to the gas station.
Oh.
And then there's another one a little further west, maybe at 127th and Pulaski, that's got a taco place called Fuego.
Okay.
I've not tried that, but every time I go by, there's cars in the drive-thru. So yeah, now that you mentioned that, I have noticed that's becoming more of a trend where gas stations are hooking up with better restaurants, which is never a bad thing. Options are good.
Yes, especially like for people that are on the run, it's like, yeah, they'd like to be able to get something, especially if people are able to make, and mind you, I don't know how you really do this well with tacos, but just the like better food for being on the run. So maybe it is stuff to go, even if you're not necessarily a place that does to go, like just to kind of be specific to your environment.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, where is that? I think it's like on the way to South Bend or something like that. There's a giant gas station with a giant Burger King attached to it. And for years I thought, this is the strangest thing. It's like a full-on Burger King.
Yeah.
But I always hear people is it Philadelphia, they talk about Wawa?
Yes.
Isn't that sort of the same
concept?
I think
it's the same principle.
Okay. And that's kind of what a Casey's General Store is too. But there's
more of those going up by me, by the way.
But that's their own food, but it's just better quality food, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I've only been to Casey's once. And it was not to eat food, it was to get rid of food that I had eaten earlier. And I just needed something that looked trustworthy.
Did you have a poor po' boy or something?
No, I think it was it was probably the Bourbonnais B-dubs.
That probably.
Yeah, that was probably it. So, yeah, that's fun. All right, last thing I have before we get to Ask a Fat. Hope and Addie came to visit me at work on Friday. And I had sinister reasons for it because I needed somehow to get the mini fridge my dad bought me for my birthday delivered to the office. So I'm like, hey, why don't you guys meet me downtown this week? I'll throw the mini fridge in the trunk and I'll come down and get it. So anyway, did that, and then we went to Fulton Street Market and just kind of walked around looking for places to eat. So we went to Kumas, which everybody knows Kumas, but it was Addie's first time, and I am so proud of her as an eater. Like, she'll try stuff that I would not have even considered trying well into adulthood. She got it is the Kuma, is bacon and an egg on a burger, and she loved it. She was all about it. I got the Mastodon, which was bacon, barbecue sauce, and like a mountain of, they call them onion frizzles. It's like just like fried thin onions.
Yeah.
And then Hope got, I think it's called Hate Beak, where it's a buffalo chicken tender sandwich. But it's, everything there was awesome. I don't know if you've ever been to Kumas, but as far as burger, yeah, a 10-ounce burger, I'm like, I can take down a 10-ounce burger. When I was done with it, I was like, oh my God, so full. I left like probably half my fries, but man, I have not been there forever. And to have my daughter like really appreciate good ass burgers instead of just wanting like and she likes McDoubles and stuff too.
Sure.
But she likes burgers with stuff on them. Even my mom at her age is just like, I want meat and cheese and ketchup. That's it. So yeah. I'm glad that she's willing to experiment and try stuff. But Kumas does not need my endorsement, but it's got it because it's awesome.
Oh, I hate to end this part on a bit of a depressing note, but I went Thursday. I went like back to the city and I took the train. So I was in Ogilvy for the first time I think since I'd been laid off. So like we're talking well over a year. And I went down to the French market because I had some time to kill. And mind you, most places were closing up because of the time that I got there. But also, it's kind of there's a lot of empty spots in the old French market. And Fumare Meats is not there anymore.
Ooh.
That was rough. I really wanted a pastrami on rye.
Yeah, that's tough.
I did not get a pastrami on rye. But the good empanada place is still there.
Okay.
I think it's Lito's Empanadas. That place is awesome. I love that place.
You got to come out here and try empanadas by us too.
I did at Fall Fest.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you did.
Yes, also amazing. And I finished my 2 empanadas by the time I finally got to the front of the line to get a beer.
Yeah, the lines are long. People like those festivals.
Yeah, but it was delicious.
I think so I've been pretty focused when I've been at Mariano's lately because I just do my soup and whatever hot bar thing they have. But I think they have like a deli sort of situation like right in the middle of the store. Like in that whole area on the second floor where you make your own, bring your own.
Is it a newer type of situation?
It is a newer type of situation. But I think that would accommodate you.
Okay.
I'll look more closely when I go this week, but I'm almost positive there's like a corned beef pastrami sort of a deli right there in the middle of that Mariano's floor.
Nice.
So something to keep an eye out for. It's food, and who doesn't like that?
Right.
All right, is it time to ask the Fats?
Oh, it is.
The fingers you have used to dial are too fat. To obtain a special dialing wand, please mash the keypad with your palm now.
Ask a Fat is brought to you, as always, by our friend Charlie the Bacon Guy, who's here with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, rosemary pepper, garlic, and chorizo bacon. Bacon jams are the original and the bourbon. The merchandise that we have available is t-shirts, hockey jerseys, stickers, and winter hats. Special shout out goes out to all of you who ordered for the holidays and Christmas time. And I appreciate all your patience with me getting everything together and being able to deliver or having you pick it up or ship it to you. Special thanks to Nicholas, Kathy, Willie, Bob, Kevin, Nicholas, Aurora Joe, Constantine, Kurt, Aaron, Alex, Kristen, Nancy, Jeff, Michael again, he's a dietitian, Russ, Schneider, Mark, Linda, Sarah, Mary, Katrina, Laura, Bill, Marquise, Dave, Renee, Marcia, Chris, Kathy, Charlie, not me, Russ again, because he's a genius, Tim, Mike, Dawn, Beth, Adam, and Drew. Big shout out and thank you to all of you for your orders this month and again your patience with my schedule and getting everything to you. But a big thanks to everybody and a big special thanks to Rick and Jay for allowing me to be part of this podcast and helping this grow so amazingly. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy. Merry Christmas.
Well, that was nice to hear the name of everybody that bought.
Yeah, that's cool.
He sold mountains of bacon. Some of the pictures he was sharing on social media were just like, oh my God, You made a lot of work for him, but it's good, and I know he appreciates it. So, and we do too. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. It means the world. If you've not tried Charlie's Bacon yet, really easy to do. CharlieTheBaconGuy@gmail.com, at CZTheBaconGuy on Twitter, and at CharlieTheBaconGuy on Instagram. Slide into his DMs or email him, and he'll arrange an order for you. Obviously, won't get in time for Christmas, but he's still making the bacon year-round. I know he's coming up with a monthly bacon plan, so keep an eye out for that on his social media. I know he just joined TikTok as well, so there's some really, really good stuff on there. All right, let's get to the Fat Phone, 708-858-3314, 708-858-3314.
Hello, my fellow chubs. This is Bob in St. Charles. Been listening since the very beginning. Absolutely stoked to be giving you guys a call. So season's greetings to all my fellow fats out there. I'll just jump right into it. Somebody made a comment about the full shopping cart at a self-checkout. Yeah, that got me all riled up because I am that guy. And now I kind of feel guilty. And I guess my first thought was that the only reason I do that is because, I don't know if it's the pandemic, or what the reason is, but there's just not enough cashiers. So with a wife and 2 kids, I have the full cart, and I am definitely that guy. So I had to get that off my chest. But moving on to food, I just tried, I'm a UPS driver, and I was listening to the most recent podcast, snacking on some, they're Jason Tatum's on the bag. They're Flamin' Hot barbecue chips. I'm not really a fan of barbecue chips. I love barbecue, but for some reason not barbecue chips. But these Flamin' Hot barbecue chips are fantastic. I would recommend them to anybody that likes the barbecue and something spicy. It's not overly flaming hot like some of the other things out there. It's just a perfect combo. But they also have the Anthony Davis ones, which are jalapeno lime or something like that. And I just want to know what your guys' thoughts were on lime-infused anything when it comes to chips. I think it's disgusting, and I don't understand. Obviously, it's popular with people out there because I see them all over with different chip combinations. I just think it's disgusting. So absolutely love the podcast. Just wanted to throw that out there to you guys.
Couldn't have chosen 2 players that I'm lower on than consensus more than Jason Tatum and Anthony Davis.
I agree.
Right.
Lime stuff, I like it when it serves a purpose. Mm-hmm. When it's a compliment, not a feature.
Yeah, lime for the sake of lime only works with Skittles.
And I like lime.
Yes.
I like actual limes, like lime in stuff. I like key lime, all of it. But my mind is taking me to the lime-infused Tostitos.
Yeah.
That did not work for me.
No.
It was just...
No, I'm with you.
And I think
it's got to be a complimentary player. When you give it too much of a role, it gets exposed.
Exactly. But I will try jalapeno lime. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of with him on the barbecue chips. I'm not a big barbecue chip guy. I used to be, but I don't know if something changed or if my palate just changed. I don't really love barbecue chips anymore, but I think the Flamin' Hot would add a nice element, so I'll try those. I think they have those at the Amazon store.
Okay. I'll definitely try it then. Yeah, if I can get those at work too. Yeah, yes, I will definitely give it a try. I like barbecue chips. Yeah, not as much Jason Tatum, but barbecue chips. Very much so. So I will definitely give those a try, especially if it's not just over the top flaming hot, then I'm here for it.
And I can see where you're at on the self-checkout. My thing with self-checkout is almost always something goes wrong where you have to call the attendant. Mm-hmm. And they have to, there's some stores especially where it's really sensitive, and if you don't put it in the bagging area correctly, you're going to get an alert.
Yeah.
But sometimes the more you have, the harder it is to navigate that whole thing. So that's why I avoid it at all costs. Addie also that's her favorite thing to do. Yeah. Like I told you, she's all in the buttons and doing that sort of thing. So this certainly qualifies like the self-checkout thing. Mm-hmm. But I hate it. But if you're good at it, by all means, I'm I will always have a problem
Yeah.
on the self-checkout. It never fails. I got one more voicemail here.
Hey, Pats, it's Jason. I wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen this, there's a limited edition Haagen-Dazs peppermint bark ice cream sandwich. I know Jay's talked about this time of year, he really likes the peppermint. And I'm typically not a big, huge peppermint fan, but I really saw it at Costco. It was a free sample, tried it, says it's limited edition, and it will give you all of the Girl Scout cookie feelings that you've ever had. It has this peppermint bark with a chocolate crust around it with the ice cream, so you're getting the peppermint and then the cold ice cream, and it tastes just like a Girl Scout cookie. It's so good. I had to buy some right away. Usually, I don't get it when I have one of the samples at Costco, but this one hooked me in. I immediately grabbed a box and put it in the cart. So if you are a big peppermint fan, try it. Limited edition, Haagen-Dazs, peppermint bark, something or other. It's so good, though. It's got this cookie crust. You got to try it. Thanks, Matt. Keep up the good work.
Okay.
I was saying, twist your arm.
Yeah.
You are a huge peppermint guy. I'm not as much, but that has me intrigued.
It's the sandwich. By the way, when I screened I don't screen it, but sometimes I edit them down a little bit. I did not notice that he said sandwich. I just thought it was peppermint bark ice cream, which is good in itself. But now that it's a sandwich, yes, I will be seeking that out and finding that.
Yeah, I'm here for that too.
That sounds awesome.
Especially if it's not like over the top peppermint.
Yeah. Well, I think Haagen-Dazs is known for like kind of having a good grasp on like what's too much and what's not enough. They seem to do okay.
Yeah. So I will give that a shot.
Look at you. Well, you're such a hero, Rick.
Hey,
the sacrifices you make for this podcast are just.
Oh, someone has to, you know?
Yeah.
And, like I know you're there for the peppermint, so I have to support you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get to the Ask a Fats and we'll wrap this up.
Ask a Fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the Fats.
Ask a Fat this week is brought to you by our friends at Mazda of Orland Park. Give Eric Vates a call, 708-444-3200, 708-444-3200, or go to mazdaoforlandpark.com. Got my new tail light in, was able to install it myself because I'm a big boy. So awesome. If you need a Mazda, I'm telling you, you can go to any Mazda dealer and find, here's a whole bunch of Mazdas. Buy one. If you want value, if you want customer service, if you want all the things that make buying a car, the things that differentiate the dealers from each other.
There you go.
That's where Mazda of Orland Park is going to win and win big. I will buy every car I ever buy from them because my experience as a car owner has been so great since 2015 when I bought my CX-5, which is still running like a champ when I'm not backing into dumpsters. Things are going very well when it's not my error on causing the mistakes. So check them out, mazdaoforlandpark.com. Again, give Eric a call, 708-444-3200. Speaking of that, I didn't talk about this on the podcast. I think I told you about my car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I Thursday night, get off the train. This is the Ford, my backup car. Mm-hmm. Get off the train, start my car, and it sounds like Charlie's Sherman tank. It's like, like this is not a good sound. This is not what cars are supposed to sound like. So I go, all right, well, I'm going to see what happens when I try to drive it. Back it out. So clearly I'm dragging something. Mm-hmm. All right, fine. So I pull into a spot. I I went vertically across or horizontally across 3 spots so I can get out and look. Sure. And I see my mufflers on the ground. So, all right, call a tow truck. Tow truck comes. They're like, someone stole your catalytic converter. So someone went under my car.
Wild.
Cut it. I guess because there's titanium and this valuable... There's like valuable metals and older. Jesus. Yeah, so you can get like $1,500 for the metal inside of one. So I guess it's a scourge. It's happening everywhere. So anyway, that happens. I go to the East Hazel Crest Police Department, fill out a report. $700 later, my car is fixed. But it's just like, come on. There's nothing you can do about that, which sucks.
Right.
But Lynn Bramer is giving me XRT's Lynn Bramer is giving me a a catalytic converter protection cage. He bought one, but then realized he didn't need it. So he's like, I'll just bring it to you. So I'm going to have my mechanic put that on for me. So
nice.
It's something. So it doesn't happen again next week when they look for the old car that's got has a high carriage. That's all, just what can they get underneath quickly enough and that has an old enough catalytic converter to cut out.
Saggy carriage pays off sometimes.
Yeah, seriously. The Mazda, by the way, really low to the ground. No one's going to steal that.
Nice.
You want to handle this single email?
I gotcha. This one's from Adrian. Is Cheese Whiz and crackers the perfect snack? I mean, as a fat, this snack is S tier. I don't even know what that means. There's no dishes to worry about afterwards. No need for a knife to be used for cheese slicing or a plate to wash afterwards. You grab a box of Ritz or Triscuits, open, get your Cheese Whiz and open and combine. Done. Open face crackers, sandwich cracker, triple decker, quadruple action, versatility, except it was spelled wrong. There's a few cons. The small amount of cheese you get per can can be off-putting. The wins above replacement when getting the generic cracker dust. I'm still putting this powerhouse as my first round pick, and I'm sure it would be on Spiegel's charcuterie board. That's from Adrian.
All right, now is he talking about the jar of Cheese Whiz, or is he talking about the squeezed cheese with like the little nozzle on it? I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's not, unless Cheese Whiz makes their own. I call that squeezed cheese.
I thought Cheese Whiz made their own too, but either way.
Regardless, he's correct. That is a very easy and good snack.
It is a very easy and good snack. However, I think there are ways to be able to get like the regular cheese involved without having to like dirty a knife or anything. Now, this is something that I've done where I have the whatever version of cracker you want. I'll get like pepperoni and then I'll get provolone. And if you think like the like Sargento slices of provolone, where it's like a circle, all I do, fold, and I got quarters, and I slap one quarter on each of the crackers.
Oh, there you go. That's smart. We have been buying cracker cuts lately from Trader Joe's, and I know Aldi has them too, where it's like a long plastic box, and each piece is nicely cut perfectly. You just take that and put it out. But I do like the softer Cheese Whiz cheese to the harder like cut cheese, but
sure,
who loves cutting the cheese more than me? But it's a great snack regardless. But I used to do the squeezed cheese all day.
Yeah,
because I told you that was my mom's idea of a healthy snack.
Yeah,
have cheese and crackers. Like, okay, I'll have an entire sleeve of Ritz.
Yeah,
and like a whole can of squeezed cheese and call it a healthy snack. And that's technically toast.
It is toast,
unless you put another cracker on top. Then it's a sandwich.
Correct.
Or if you do triple layer, it's a cake. Exactly.
Yes.
Cheesecake.
Which let's be honest. Which let's be honest, it's cake anyway.
By the way, I overheard this story before we wrap up. Hope mentioned this to me, that the Philadelphia Cream Cheese Company is like paying people to not make cheesecake this Christmas because I guess there's a shortage.
How are you paying people to not make?
I don't know.
Cheesecake.
I don't know, but I guess it crashed our website.
Get in on that?
I think so. But something I heard.
I love cheesecake though.
Maybe I should have looked it up and then brought it up on the podcast.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll try that next week.
Yeah. All right. We'll find something random and we'll actually research it next week.
Yep. By the way, this is our last show before Christmas. We're not going to talk to people until Christmas is over.
Oh, yeah.
So Merry Christmas and thanks for all the support over the year. It's been a great year for us, obviously.
Yes.
Best thing you can do, leave those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. You can obviously give to our Patreon. You can support our TeePublic shop, support our sponsors. Tell a friend about the podcast.
Subscribe to the YouTube page.
That's really helpful. We need to get those numbers up on YouTube. So if you're thinking about it right now, jump on that YouTube page and hit subscribe. And if you want to order cookies from Addie, remember it's bit.ly/cookies from Addie. That's ADDIE. The C in cookies and the A in Addie have to be capitalized. We'll put that link in the podcast description, in the YouTube page, on our social media pages, everywhere. So it will be very easy to order. But bit.ly/cookies from Addie, capital C, capital A.
All right. Check out social media, all that stuff at I'm Fat Pod. Pretty much every channel humanly possible. We're on it in some way, shape, or form. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Jay mentioned Patreon, TeePublic as well. Oh, quick story. Yesterday, I go to my mom's, and she's like, "Hey, pick out a shirt that you want for Christmas." I'm just doing a mass order because we're pretty transparent with our Christmas stuff. And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "The site's great." Well, you know what it is? TeePublic. So I told her, I'm like, "You didn't use our link, did you?" She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh,
I
no.
was like, okay. So it was like this 8-shirt order that she didn't use our code for. So, but now she knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows the wonderment of TeePublic and the fact that she can save money and help us out with the code. So thanks, Mom.
Next Christmas. Whee!
Yeah, right.
We have that to look forward to. But really, thanks for all the support. It's been
Seriously.
awesome.
It absolutely has. And checking out our sponsors as well. Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I Love Fries. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, rate, review, get those numbers up, all that stuff. And we're just happy you listen.
Yep.
He's Jay. I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.